Hi guys, it's a rainy Sunday in Southern California, and that doesn't happen too often, but you know, El Nino. So I'm kind of loving just like being inside and getting some tea and watching some Netflix. I just watched this documentary on Netflix called Little White Lie, and it's pretty good. I liked it a lot. It's a good like rainy day documentary to watch. Continuing with the suggestions, thought I would do my January favorites today. It is the last day of January, finally. January always feels like such a long month after Christmas. And I've got a couple of things to show you today. A little bit of beauty and hair care, a few fashion sort of items, and just a couple things that I've really been liking this month. Let's start with the fashion items. I got these shoes a couple weeks ago, these like kind of mint green New Balance tennis shoes with the navy N, and I love them. These are so much fun to wear. I kind of justified buying them because I was like, well, I need like really comfy shoes for pregnancy. And my husband is totally like a tennis shoe person. He's got, I don't even know how many pairs of Nikes, so he was like, yeah, you really do. So I've been wearing these, I don't know, quite a few days a week. I think they actually look really cute, like even with dresses. I have a picture on Instagram. I wore them with a dress the other day. I wear them with leggings. I wear them to work out. They're really fun to go do Zumba in. I like when you kind of get that blend of like you could wear them to work out, but you could also wear them on a regular basis. They're really comfy. They were like $70, I think, from Lady Foot Locker online. I had to search and search and search to find them, but I just love this mint colors. This is kind of what we have in our bedroom, kind of like mint and teal, and then the baby's gonna be with us in our bedroom, so that's kind of like the colors I'm going for whatever we get for him, so totally justifiable purchase. Another thing I've been liking this month is my little mini backpack. This is from Kohl's. It's the Candies brand. Just a gray, I mean, I'm sure this is not real leather, but it feels like leather. Backpack with this like studded bow on it. It's got straps on the back. There's just a lot going on in the front with me right now, and like my shoulders are kind of sore anyway, so just like wearing a big heavy purse was getting a little annoying. So I thought it would be nice to just wear a backpack for a while and just have my hands free. I think it's meant for like teenagers or junior hires, but I don't know, I like it. I feel like I can pull it off. Okay, moving on to some hair care. At the moment, I just kind of have a bad haircut. I went and got a haircut a couple months ago now, I guess, and I think the lady just doesn't know how to cut curly hair very well. She's so nice, and I like always go to her, but I think I just probably can't anymore. So she cut quite a bit off, and I mean, like I showed her a picture of myself, like of my hair from a couple years ago, and the length that I wanted it and kind of the style that I wanted it, and I wore it curly then all the time, and it just like laid really well. But it doesn't right now, and even straight, like it doesn't lay all that well. I don't know, so I haven't really known what to do with my hair lately, but I have been straightening it a lot more often because curly, it just doesn't look right. One thing that I've been using to try and, you know, redeem it a little bit anyway, is this Aquage Uplifting Foam. If you follow Kate from the Small Things blog, she talks about this all the time. She is like the hair goddess. So I always take her recommendations. I just got this on Amazon, and actually I'm about out of it, and so I ordered another can from Amazon. This lasted me quite a while because I really only use it when I do my hair straight. It's just like a mousse, and so when your hair's wet, you just put it into the roots kind of all the way around, and then just kind of work it into your roots. I always also like brush it through before I blow dry, and it just gives your hair a lot more lift at the roots once you blow dry it, and kind of some texture and some hold. And I just reordered this, and it was like $21 or something like that. So I would definitely recommend this if you do blowouts with your hair pretty often. And then this was another recommendation from Kate from the Small Things blog. This is the Amika Undone Texture Spray. I got this off of Birchbox, and so I like used points and had something % off, I'm sure. And so this is really nice. It's a little bit like a dry shampoo, except for that, you know, it's not necessarily meant to like clean your hair, but it just gives it a little bit more like texture and grip. and it smells so good. All of the Amika stuff smells amazing. So like I washed my hair yesterday and straightened it, didn't look that great. And then today it wasn't looking so good either. So I've just been doing like a lot of braids. So you can kind of see, I just wrap it around. I've been liking these kind of like Dutch braids. My hair feels a little bit thicker now that I'm pregnant. It just doesn't fall out as much. So these types of braids I feel like look a little bit better on me right now. But if you start with something like this, then when you do the braid, it has a little bit more grip, and then you can kind of pull it apart, you know, to make it look a little bit thicker. And if your hair is too like clean and slippery, then it just, you know, you kind of try and pull it apart and it just eventually goes back together. But if you've got a little bit of this in there, then it'll keep that texture that you want. Another thing I've been liking is this Tea Tree Foaming Cleanser from The Body Shop. And I was using it as my facial cleanser for a while because I was out of the Beauty Society Set Me Free. It's okay as a cleanser. It's like decent, but definitely not as good as the Beauty Society one. But I just kind of randomly used it to clean my brushes one day, and it works so good as a brush cleaner. I love it. It comes out foamy, and so you can just spray like one pump onto a brush that's wet and just kind of work it against your hand and then rinse it out, and they are like new. And it has, you know, the tea tree oil. This is like antibacterial, so it's super good for your brushes. I haven't been buying much new makeup lately, but I did go through my makeup drawer and get rid of a ton of makeup. I got rid of all of my foundations that were like from the drugstore just because I'm trying to make sure that, you know, I'm almost 30, I'm pregnant, I'm trying to take really good care of my skin, only allow, you know, good ingredients to sit on top of my skin all day. So I got rid of a lot of stuff, and then I also found a lot of things. So even though this is drugstore, it's not something I'm putting all over my face. I haven't quite made the transition to like completely natural makeup, but I'm working toward that. But anyway, this is the L'Oreal Visible Lift Concealer, and I really like this stuff. I had two of them in my drawer that were like brand new. I think I had stocked up because I really liked it before. And so you just twist the bottom, and then it comes out in this brush like this, and you can just like paint it directly onto your skin. So I just paint it, you know, right underneath my eyes and then kind of tap it out. And it's a really nice consistency. It gives you good coverage. It's kind of brightening. And since I have two of them, I was like, oh, I might as well start using this, and I really did like it. The other makeup item that I've been liking, and it was kind of a rediscovery, is this lipstick. I believe it's like Duce. I don't exactly know. This I think came in a BoxyCharm box, but it has a really cool lid, so you just like click the bottom and it pops out. And then it's this really nice just kind of nude pinky shade, and you know, I never go all that bold on my lips anyway, so this is like perfect for me. I've been wearing this basically every day for like the last 2 weeks. I'm wearing it right now. I just do a little bit of lip liner, and then I use this, and then you can just snap it, whap, snap it back together. By the way, I'm wearing my Notorious RBG t-shirt today. I just like didn't feel like wearing anything tight today. Let me show you. Notorious RBG right over my pregnant tummy. When we were learning about the structure of the government and the Constitution, I was showing my students that Tumblr, the Notorious RBG Tumblr, when we were talking about Supreme Court. And they had a link to this t-shirt, so I was like, oh my gosh, I have to buy that. So I wore it to school a couple times. And now actually as a maternity shirt, because it was like such a big shirt, works out really well. Okay, a food favorite. If you're pregnant, I don't know if you've discovered how amazing kiwis are, but I love these things. I mean, I always liked them before, but they're just like, I don't know, something I would only get kind of intermittently. But I've been buying them in, you know, this big clamshell thing. And usually I just cut them in half and like scoop out the middle, or I'll like, you know, skin them and chop them up and put them in like a fruit salad. But they've got a lot of fiber, and when you're pregnant, that's kind of important to keep everything moving. They've got potassium. They're just really good for all of your like pregnancy nutritional needs, and I think they're super yummy. So I have at least 2 of these a day. Last 2 favorites. I've been reading a couple of baby books. I haven't been going like too overboard with baby books, but I read this one called Bringing Up Bebe. by Pamela Druckerman, and it's about this lady who raises her kids in France. She's American, but she raises her kids in France and just notices that the way that the French parent is a lot different than Americans do. And I'm French, so I always buy, like, I have a lot of books about French stuff. Like, I have a French fashion book right there. I have like that one, like Why French Women Don't Get Fat or something. So I'm always just kind of interested in French culture, and I always seem to kind of identify with it. And this was no exception. I just thought this was so wise. It's a different kind of baby book because it's more like a memoir. It reads more like a memoir. It's more of just her story of kind of living in Paris and raising her kids and meeting people and noticing differences and just kind of trying to figure out the best way to raise her kids. There's a lot of great practical advice, and I mean, I think part of the reason that I like it is because it just confirms a lot of the things that my husband and I already believed about parenting. And I have a feeling that a lot of people might think that we are maybe too strict with our kids when we have our kids. In a couple months now, this little guy will be making his appearance. So, you know, we are very into structure for kids and just not allowing your household to be completely run by kids, and making sure that you still keep your relationship very strong and don't let kids come between you. And that, you know, as a woman and a mom, you still keep your identity. And I think a lot of American moms like become martyrs, and they're like, oh, I haven't slept in weeks and weeks. Doesn't that make me such a good mom? And like, oh, we haven't gone on a date in 5 years. Doesn't that make us such good parents? And I'm like, no, that probably means that you have a problem and you should like even out your life a little bit, balance out your life. So it's just sort of cool to see that there's a whole country full of people that kind of raise their kids with a little bit different view. Their kids eat what the adults eat. You know, they don't have kid food there. They don't really snack. They don't bribe them with food. I think that's a really important thing. And obviously there are parents like that in America too, but this lady was kind of comparing like Brooklyn parents, like upper class Brooklyn parents who just, I don't know, for whatever reason, like really cater to their kids and just kind of have like weird ideas about parenting, to Parisian parents who just, you know, have a little bit more of a separation between adults and children, and there's kid time and there's adult time, and kids aren't allowed to interrupt when adults are talking, and you know, they can play on their own. They don't always have to be entertained by adults. And this is very much how I was raised, and very much how my husband was raised. He hasn't read it, but I would always like, you know, give him little updates about like, okay, well in France they do this and they do this. And most of the time he was like, yeah, so do black parents. So I think kind of a blend of like black parenting and French parenting is what we're going for. That your goal as a parent is not for them to constantly be depending on you and like sucking the life out of you, but you're trying to make them an independent person, and one day they're going to grow up and not need you anymore, and that'll probably feel sad, but you're trying to raise them in a way that they can kind of figure out their own problems and deal with their own frustrations, and you don't have to fix every little problem for them, because they will eventually learn those coping skills and learn to calm themselves and not throw tantrums and not need food every time they get upset. So I just think that it's really wise. And then if you don't have very much time, you can just read the last section here. Just has like 100 tips. It's like 100 parenting tips. So if you're pregnant or you have babies or you have little ones, yeah, I think this is worth a read. My last favorites are some stickers from KG Planner, and these are so perfect for me. It's so funny. They're these little llamas, and they say drama llama. How cute is that? So whenever we have drama club meetings, I can use these to like remind me that we have one. I'm also going to be starting our next play pretty soon here. We're not doing it over the summer this year because little baby is planning on coming right when we would normally start rehearsals, so I have to push it up and do it during the school year and during spring break. So these just kind of help me remember when there are things that I need to do, like phone calls to make or paperwork to set up or emails to send to get things ready for that. I've shown this like a million times, but this is my planner. This is my new 2016, is that the year? 2016? Erin Condren planner, and so I put them in here. This was my week last week, and I also teach a drama class. It's my 7th period every day. So, you know, this one I just thought was really cute, so I just added it, what we were doing in our drama class that day. So anyway, a burrito is sounding so good right now. I'm just gonna blame it on the baby and say he wants a burrito. Little El Pollo Loco from down the street. I don't really want to venture out into the rain, but I think my hunger may overcome my hesitation. So anyway, I just wanted to share those things with you that I was loving in the month of January. I hope you've had a great month, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.